Hello. Welcome to spending quality time with your girl, Eposiziton. This is Heart to Heart with Eposiziton. Let's talk about it. Today, we're going to be talking about marrying somebody that you've known for 6 weeks. Ugh. Well, Heart to Heart with Eposiziton is my opinion against everybody else's opinion. So, when you watch this segment, if you have a contrary opinion, send me a message on my Twitter, Instagram, or WhatsApp so we can talk more about it. Knowing somebody for 6 weeks, I don't think it's enough time for you to go into a marriage. I feel like a marriage is a very important aspect of the human existence, that you want to make sure that you're going in for the right reason and you're going in with somebody that you want to be with them for the rest of your life. So for knowing somebody for 6 weeks and popping the question, do you want to marry me? And you say yes, and you jump into a union, I feel like to me it's too early. You want to know somebody for quite a while, where you can understand their values, you can understand what they do for a living, how they've been stable for a while, how their whole circle is, their friend circle, their family circle, everything about them, how they operate in stressful circumstances, and how they handle stressful events. And things like that, you cannot take a week, 6 weeks to know all that about somebody. Because when you start dating somebody, those early weeks of dating is more of people just putting a facade. People want to put the best of them out there because they love you, they want you, they don't want to lose you. So for you to take what you've gathered in 6 weeks and think that that's enough for you to jump into a marriage, I feel like that's a gamble. But you know, in life, you have people that are risk bearers. You have those that are always taking a chance. And they say life is all about taking a chance. But I feel like when it comes to marriage, it's something that you need to think about it. You need to calculate yourself. You yourself might have some things that you're going to have to bring on the table for that person to work with you to see if they're able to tolerate that. So 6 weeks to me, I feel like that's not enough time. It's not enough time. So my take on this is that knowing somebody for 6 weeks and they pop the question, I know you have women that are going to say, oh, I don't want to lose this opportunity. My biological clock is running. I really like them. That's not a good enough excuse for you to jump into something that you might jump back out. Because when you make that rush, that quick decision, and jump into a marriage that you're not really ready or prepared, the tendency is that you're going to jump back out. And when you jump back out, now you're going to start looking for a new relationship, and you're going to take your baggages and jump into a new relationship and set walls that are only going to deprive your growth, because now you're taking your bad experience from your rush and jumping now into a new relationship and creating that kind of environment that is not healthy. My take about it is that 6 months to me is enough time for you to be in a relationship and start thinking of marriage. Because at least in 6 months, you should be able to say, I know him, I've seen him keep a job for 6 months, I've known that, he has good relationships, I've seen the way he operates in stressful circumstances, and I think that we've worked on the issues that are our issues, and we can be a good couple. We can pretty much make it work. So, those who are going to be against the idea that, well, how about the fact that their biological clock is running? This is my question. If you go by the biological clock and you jump into a marriage, and when you get there, you realize that this person has fertility issues, what do? Maybe that's something that you're not ready to deal with regardless that you like them. How are you going to go about that? But if you dated them for a while, these are situations that you're going to understand if you can handle it, if you're willing to go through that before you jump into the marriage. How about if you meet somebody and 6 weeks, they give you the impression that they have a wonderful job, and you jump into a marriage and come to find out that's somebody who is not able to keep a job? How are you going to go about it? How about a scenario where you meet somebody that's just coming from a criminal background? Maybe they just left jail, and maybe they have a horrible past, and you knew them just for 6 weeks. You've not met their friends. You've not met their family. You don't know much about them. And you jump into a marriage in 6 weeks. How are you going to, how do you fix that? So to me, I'm going to emphasize with the idea that 6 weeks is a very little time for you to know somebody and want to jump into a marriage with them. You want to know them for at least 6 months. I'll tell you my story because I always use myself as an example. When I got to the US and I started dating my husband, in 3 months, we moved in together. We were just having a good old time. We never talked about marriage. We never even showed any kind of anxiety to want to get married. It could be because we're young, because he was in his 20s, I was in my 20s. So we're just having fun. And after a year of just living together and having fun and understanding our circle, knowing our families, then we decided to jump into a marriage. And I'm not saying that circumstances like that still don't turn bad, but at least you know that you did your homework. So if it doesn't work out, you know that you at least did your homework. It just did not work out. You know, the worst thing in life is to have that feeling of, I wish I did it differently. I know you have people that are going to say with life, you know, it don't matter how much you take your time, it might still go wrong. So that's not an excuse. To me, I feel like when you take your time and it goes wrong, you can pretty much say, I don't have nothing to regret. I can't blame myself. I took my time. It just did not work out. It just wasn't meant to be. But when you don't do your homework and you don't take the time to understand this individual and it goes wrong, now you're looking at yourself and saying, oh my God, why did I make such a rush? Why did I not take my time? I even know stories of men that have met their wives and they just put all this beautiful image about them. They don't tell them about their past. They don't tell them that they have kids all over the place. And this woman is getting married to this man, knowing that this man don't have no kids anyway. And unfortunately, because they didn't give time, they didn't even meet people that know that man to give them a little bit of information about this individual. And some people are going to say, oh, getting information from people is very important. Because if you think about it, even in the olden days, a lot of our parents, when they did their matchmaking, they did a lot of homework. They went out there and found out about the families, what have happened in that family, how that family has been over the years before they take their child and give to that family for marriage. So you need to do your homework. So you're sure of the person that you're meeting and making sure that that's the person that is in your head, that you want them to be your partner for life. Because at the end of the day, you get married to this man and every day one new baby pops in, a new baby mama, and now you're worried. Now you're upset. Oh, I didn't know this about you. If I knew it, I wouldn't have gotten married to you because you did not do your homework. I know sometimes people are going to say, regardless, you can do your homework and a child just pop up all of a sudden. That is different because at least you took your time and there's only so much you can uncover. So if you took your time and you didn't find out about that and that came down the years, you know you did your homework. You were just unfortunate. The worst thing is when you rush into something without doing your work. A lot of times you have yourself to blame. So I'm going to sit here today and say, women, a lot of us are worried about the biological clock. A lot of us are worried about, oh, I'm becoming an old maid. I need to get married. But you need to take your time. If you've stayed that long without being married, you can take your time before you jump into a marriage. 6 weeks is not enough time. A lot of people that pop the question to you in 6 weeks, they see your desperacy. They realize that you're eager, you're worried. And sometimes they're going to use that to their advantage. Because to me, I feel like a man that pops the question in 6 weeks, ask them, okay, I love you, but my thing is, why are we rushing? I need more time. Yeah, my answer might be a yes or it might be a no, but for right now, I don't know because I don't know you. Give me some more time so I can pretty much know you and know that I'm making the right decision and I'm going for a life relationship. So I'm not going to rush. Thank you for liking me that much. And I think I like you too, but I need more time to know who you are and understand your values, understand your circle, understand your family, and know if this is what I want for me. But let's just keep on the ride. Let's keep knowing each other and keep understanding each other so we can pretty much agree on something in the near future. Well, that's my take on that. And it's always lovely spending quality time with you all. Bye for now.